So Ty West's Maxine was my most anticipated horror film to come out of 2024. And what's up, y'all? So I just got back in from seeing Ty West's Maxine, the third film in a trilogy to close out his X trilogy. Before we get started, definitely smash the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So we're going to start off spoiler free and then we're going to end with spoilers. So if you guys follow the channel, you know that Maxine is my most anticipated horror film for 2024. To give you guys a little rundown of Maxine, though, the synopsis: in 1980s Hollywood adult film star and aspiring actress Maxine Minx finally gets her big break. However, as a mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Los Angeles, a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. Overall, I'm gonna say Maxine was solid. It was solid, and it definitely was what I thought it was gonna be. But some stuff did kind of lack with certain scenes. But I will say, Mia Goth's performance in this is a different. It's just a different caliber, bro. Like, she is Maxine in this. From the moment we get put in her POV to following her journey to her becoming a star and getting a role and everything, I'm just invested, especially if you watch the other two films. But I will say this. This movie does feel kind of standalone when you go look back at like X and Pearl, but not all the way. It still connects from, previous things and, callbacks to the other films and things that's connecting with it. But once again, Mia Goth's performance is she's just a powerhouse in this. So is Kevin Bacon. But pushing forward with this film, they really did capture Hollywood in the 80s. In 1985 is where Maxine is taking place, and they have like Richard Ramirez involved, and the Chinese theaters making cameos here and there. Just the whole strip of Hollywood, it just made you feel like you were there in the 80s for sure. The music, the cars, the attire, everything just fit with this film. So, and they shot this in 16 millimeter actually, so it kind of just gave that vintage feel to it. Now, is this film gory? It has some gory moments for sure, but it definitely focuses a lot on crime. It focuses a lot on crime. It has that feel to like a, like kind of like a Beverly Hills cop feel to it a little bit. It definitely has that Giallo and Dario Argento feel to it. But with this, I'm not going to say that it's the same caliber as X, because I loved X, man. With the Friday the 13th feel and everything. I just feel like Maxine is kind of its own thing. And to be honest, I feel like she was different in the previous two films compared to this. I feel like we just get more of her, if that makes sense. We get more of Mia Goth, and it's shot so beautiful, bro. Like, the color correction, everything. It's just like, wow, this is literally Hollywood in the 80s. But to get into this, we kind of seen this in a trailer without spoiling anything. Kevin Bacon's character was elite also. So he's basically telling Maxine through Hollywood. He's being on her ass and he's applying pressure to her and kind of putting his foot on her neck, because he's actually hired by someone. I'm not going to get into that, but he's hired by someone that actually wants him to keep eyes on Maxine. But she eventually gets tired of that and pushing forward. She's still continuing her journey in Hollywood with Elizabeth Debicki being, I want to say, just someone that's involved with the Puritan too. Just kind of giving her some motivation, keep your head up, kind of, move outside things out the way because you want to be a star, right? So pushing forward, all this is taking place right next to Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, being in Hollywood. And, it's a lot of murders popping up. So it's kind of mixing in and out. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. I'm going to leave that for the spoiler section of the video. But just know, murders are happening next to, Richard Ramirez doing his murders also. So you kind of can't figure things out until you see the movie. When you see, like, with the Night Stalker being involved, he kind of was, I don't know. It was just kind of, to me, I just think that whole thing is kind of pointless. I understand it's like a time step to show us, the era we're in, which is, the 80s and stuff like that. But yeah, with this, I feel like I really enjoyed Mia Goth's character. I really enjoyed the retroness of everything and stuff like that. And we do get some brutality and just some gruesome scenes coming from Maxine. Is it as brutal as X? I don't even know I don't even know if it's that type of level of X. It just has its own feel to it. But it is a scene in this movie that definitely I kind of already knew about. I told you guys on previous streams. It definitely had me doing some twists and turns, and the people next to me in the seat. Like, to me, it's up there with one of those like Terrifier type kills. It's kind of up there with one of those. I wasn't even picturing it being one of those type, but it is one of those type, if you know what I mean. But pushing forward with this, man, the first act, the middle act, and the final, they were all, you know, great to me. I feel like when we got to the final act, a lot of things started feeling like it was lacking in areas, but with Maxine, you know, Mia Goth's performance, she'll pick it up, and you know, it'll still continue in a good way. It did take some twists and turns that I personally wasn't ready for when it comes to Maxine, but like I said, it's almost, it has like that it definitely is a whodunit for sure. It has that whodunit feel to it, and you're kind of just in Maxine's POV trying to figure out, you know, what's going on. It's almost like she's getting blackmailed at points. We kind of got the hints from that in her trailer, but there's a lot going on in Maxine. It's some things that definitely lack in this movie, but overall, I did like it. Did I love it? I will say I liked it. I don't want to say I loved it, but I did like Maxine. Is it on the same type of, you know, level as X? I will not say that, just because when X came out, it was just something new and different. The way it was shot, the Friday the 13th feel. But Maxine, definitely, for me right now, it is sitting at best film of the year until we see Neon's long legs. And I think we got Smile 2 in October and things like that. But right now, Maxine is the best horror film that I've seen this year. It's just put together so well. The music and everything definitely pulls you in. And just the story, especially if you've seen, you know, the first film, Pearl, then you watch X, and now you're at Maxine, I definitely feel that you will enjoy it. Do I feel like Maxine got her, you know, her flowers and a good send-off with her being a star? I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on it. A part of me says yes, but a part of me says no. You guys know what I feel. I feel like this ending is going to just make this whole film divisive, you know, because people are looking forward to a lot of things with Maxine. But overall, like I said, it's all about, like, how you're watching. It's the watcher. For me, I'm kind of stuck, but I did like the film. It definitely connects with certain things with the other films. And I will say it's some full circle ending for real. It's like full circle, but it's all about what your expectation was with Maxine. You know what I'm saying? So overall, right there, that is the spoiler-free end of it. If you have not seen Maxine, I will definitely tell you got to head out, man. You don't want to get spoiled. So we're about to get into spoilers. So getting into this, guys, with Maxine, I really did like this movie. It was fun. Like I said, elite performance. But some things that I really didn't enjoy was that I feel like Maxine at a point, she was getting pushed to the back. Like, it wasn't like what we got in X. She was getting pushed to the back a lot of the times. Yeah, we got the cameos with Pearl and stuff like that, with the callbacks. A lot of good flashbacks that brought this together. And I feel like with Maxine, I almost want to say you can watch this movie, you know, without watching the first two, because it kind of doesn't feel like it's connected to them at certain times. You know what I'm saying? It kind of feels like it's not connected to them. It does do a good job at kind of putting Maxine on this pedestal, and we're in her POV. I love that fucking kill, bro, what she did to the guy in the alley. And she tells him to, you know, like the whole thing with her telling him, like, get on your knees and all that. That was brutal coming from Mia Goth, and how she ended it. Bro, you guys know you felt, bro, I felt that. I'm just like, oh, I don't know which one is crazier. Arthur Clown with the hacksaw, or the shit with her stepping on that man's nuts. I really don't know. Like, I felt that, guys. That was brutal, and they kept the camera rolling with the after effect. That right there was one of the highlights of the movie. But I even liked when she took on Kevin Bacon, when she put the keys in her hand and she just hitting him with a lot of solid ones. I'm going to say this right now. Mia Goth, Maxine, she was badass in this, bro. She was not to be fucked with. Like, she was done with everybody's shit. She had that blicky on her. Drop it! I loved her. She was packing, she was not playing, and she was coming to get that role. I loved how it opened up with the flashback with young Maxine and, you know, everything. And I feel like just it being full circle with the ending is crazy, because, you know, we find out basically the whole time the man in black, it was okay. Like I told you guys in previous streams, I knew that, you know, Richard Ramirez wasn't going to be frontline. To me, I think they wasn't going to do it because they don't want to give him no light shedding on him, because, you know, it is a real life serial killer. They just wanted to use him as a timestamp for the era and kind of give him like that feel like, okay, maybe it's Richard Ramirez who's doing it. It was just too obvious for me. But we find out actually that Maxine's father actually is leading a cult in Hollywood. He's leading a cult in Hollywood. He's the man in black. He has Kevin Bacon working for him. It comes full circle because we know that actually Mia Goth, Maxine, comes from a religious family, and they're thinking like protesting in the streets saying horror is, you know, Satan's work and everything, and, you know, take horror out. And a lot of people are looking at Maxine differently because she was a porn star. So they're like, nah, you know, take her out. We don't need the type of energy in Hollywood and stuff like that. We even get, like I said, even in the trailer, we get a little bit of a cameo of Jenna Ortega's dad from, you know, when she got took out in X. You kind of got a cameo with her mural on his shirt and stuff. That was a very cool callback. But when you sit here and think about it at the end, I really enjoyed it. Like how the whole time, I mean, it was kind of starting to get obvious, but then with the reveal, I actually liked how they revealed it though. Him being a father, it being full circle, him calling her, you know, his darling, how whole time she's working to be that star, but he's trying to also be a star, the father. He's trying to he's preaching about religious and, you know, horror and stuff. Whole time he's making his own horror film. He's trying to perform an exorcism on his daughter. So it's crazy. I want to say that guy that gets took out in the pool. I could be wrong, but I want to say that was actually Lorraine's dad. You know, Jenna Ortega, we seen her dad with the shirt on. He was a part of that protest in the streets in Maxine. I want to say that was her dad, actually, you know. And then Maxine takes him out in the pool. Pushing forward, I really love Sophia Thatcher's character. I really enjoyed that head casting scene. Elizabeth Benter did a great job. And I like, you know, the scenes we got with Bates Motel. And I actually was getting super hyped in the theaters. I'm like, oh, shit, we about to get a Bates Motel kill scene. I thought that Maxine was going to take out Kevin Bacon in the Bates house. I thought, I'm like, oh my fucking God, this is about to be crazy, bro. But no, it actually stopped. I'm like, that would have been so wild to see her actually take him out in the Norman Bates, you know, the house and everything. But I thought it was cool seeing everything being shot on a back lot. I love the 610 Miller cut and everything. Overall, with Maxine, it definitely lived up to its name, but I wouldn't say it's the same caliber as X. It's its own thing. Maybe, you know, it'll push forward later after more rewatching and they gain a lot of rewatch value from fans. But I think this film is definitely going to split, you know, some fans down the middle, especially coming from, like, you know, Pearl and X. But overall, this film is definitely solid. I had a great time with it. If I had to rate Maxine, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'll give Maxine a 9 out of 10. I think it definitely did its job and made its mark. It even incorporated horror and crime to a good balance. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, you all, unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I want you all to hit me up on my social medias at ILIKESCARY on Instagram, ILIKESCARY_ on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, ILIKESCARY on Twitter. And yeah, you all, right there where it says subscribe, next to it, click join and become a member of the channel. I want you all to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. Peace. Until next time, y'all.